Did you know over 500,000 people left the UK in just 1 year? That's nearly the entire population of Manchester deciding they've had enough. Why are so many people desperate to get out? Is it really that bad? Or is there something they know that you don't? Today, I'm going to share 7 powerful reasons why people are packing their bags and leaving the UK right now. These aren't just complaints you hear down the pub. They're backed by real stats, hard evidence, and stories from people who've already made the leap. From the crushing cost of living to an overworked population that's losing hope, we're talking about issues that hit home for millions. But it's not all doom and gloom. We'll also look at what life can be like on the other side. A chance at better pay, safer streets, sunnier skies, and even free healthcare that actually works. Think you'd never leave the UK? Wait until you hear these. Some of them might surprise you. Others might make you seriously question whether it's time to go. Stick around until the end to see which one might be the tipping point for you. And let me know in the comments which reason hits hardest. Because after today, you might just start Googling one-way tickets. Number 1. Skyrocketing cost of living. Let's be honest, living in the UK is getting painfully expensive. Have you noticed your weekly shop costing double what it did a few years ago? A loaf of bread that was 80 pence is now over £1.50. Energy bills? Don't even ask. Some families are choosing between heating and eating. According to the Office for National Statistics, food prices have jumped over 17% in just a single year, the fastest rise in decades. Rents are soaring too. In London, the average rent is now over £2,000 a month. Even in smaller cities, it's not much better. First-time buyers are priced out completely, with average house prices near £300,000. And it's not just numbers on a page, it's real life. Parents cutting back on meals so their kids can eat. Pensioners huddled under blankets in freezing homes. Young people living with parents well into their 30s. Meanwhile, other countries are looking more and more appealing. In Portugal, Spain, or Poland, your money stretches much further. Groceries are cheaper. Rents can be half what you'd pay in the UK, energy bills are lower, and you might not even need heating most of the year. Ask yourself, how long can you keep up with these prices? Is it worth working longer hours just to tread water? This isn't about giving up. It's about being smart, about realizing that maybe, just maybe, there's a better, more affordable life waiting for you somewhere else. And that's only the first reason. Stick around, because the next one hits even closer to home. Number 2. Stagnant wages and work-life imbalance. Let's talk about work. How many of us are stuck grinding away for pay that barely covers the bills? The UK loves to boast about its economy, but here's the truth. Wages haven't kept up with costs for years. Imagine working 40, 50, even 60 hours a week, and still feeling broke. The average UK wage rose just 6% last year, while inflation was over 10%. That means you're effectively earning less. Your hard work is worth less every year. And it's not just the money. It's the burnout, the stress, the missed birthdays, the dinners reheated in the microwave because you got home too late. The UK has one of the worst work-life balances in Europe. According to the OECD, Brits work longer hours than Germans or the Dutch, but have less productivity and less time off. Meanwhile, other countries have figured it out. In Denmark or the Netherlands, people work fewer hours but earn more relative to costs. Spain and Italy? Afternoon breaks are normal, family time is sacred, and life moves at a human pace. Even Australia and New Zealand push for better work-life laws. Ask yourself this: is the UK's hustle culture really worth it if you're exhausted, underpaid, and missing out on life? If you've ever felt like you're working just to survive, you're not alone, and you don't have to accept it. There are other places that value your time and sanity. Drop a comment if this hits home. Have you thought about moving because of work stress? Don't forget to subscribe for more real talk about life abroad and how to make the move. You won't want to miss what's next. Number 3. Crumbling infrastructure and public services. Picture this. You wake up sick and try to get a GP appointment. They tell you the next available slot is in 3 weeks. You need to get to work, But your train is canceled again for the third time this week. When it finally shows up, it's so packed you're wedged against the door, sweaty, miserable, and late. That's the reality for millions in the UK. The NHS is on its knees. Doctors quitting in droves, nurses striking, wait lists stretching for months, sometimes years. Even emergency rooms are overwhelmed, with patients waiting on gurneys in hallways. And let's not even get started on dentists. Public transport? It's a joke in many places. Constant strikes, aging tracks, overpriced tickets, and if you drive, potholes everywhere, endless traffic jams, sky-high fuel prices. Councils can't keep up with repairs because they're broke too. It's almost embarrassing, given how wealthy the UK claims to be. You pay some of the highest taxes in the world, yet try to see where it actually goes. Schools crumbling, councils going bankrupt, libraries closing down, rubbish piling up when there's a strike. Other countries aren't perfect, but many have basic services that work. Trains that arrive on time. Affordable doctors you can actually see. Clean streets. Functioning local governments. It's not about wanting luxury, it's about wanting things to work. To know that if you or your kid gets sick, you'll get help. That you can get to work on time without needing 3 backup plans. Some people just get tired of watching things break down while being told it's normal. They decide enough is enough and look for somewhere that takes care of its people. Number 4. Political instability and uncertainty. Let's take a moment to really think about the UK's political landscape. It feels like the rules are always changing, doesn't it? One year there's a big promise of stability, the next it's chaos in Westminster. Prime ministers coming and going like it's a revolving door. Policies announced one day, scrapped the next. Remember the fallout from Brexit? Years of negotiations, debates, and deep divisions that still haven't fully healed. Businesses unsure where to invest, people unsure about their rights to work and live in other countries. It wasn't just political theater, it affected real lives. And even after all that, there's no clear, unified vision of where the country is headed. Tax policies that change from budget to budget. Public sector strikes due to broken promises. Constant debates over Scottish independence or the future of Northern Ireland. It creates a sense of uncertainty that seeps into everything, from your job security to your savings. Compare that to countries with a reputation for political stability, places where people trust that the rules won't change overnight, where you can plan for the next 5-10 years without fearing that a single election will throw your life into chaos. This isn't about supporting one party over another. It's about wanting a basic level of predictability, a government that feels steady even if you don't always agree with it. For many, the idea of leaving the UK isn't driven by politics alone, but by the exhaustion of never knowing what comes next, of wanting to build a life on solid ground, somewhere they can actually plan a future without second-guessing everything. Number 5. Declining quality of life and mental health concerns. Let's talk about something that often gets brushed under the rug. How living in the UK can wear you down in ways you don't even notice at first. It's the gray skies for half the year, the endless drizzle that seeps into your mood. Seasonal affective disorder isn't some niche problem. It affects millions, leaving people low energy, anxious, or even depressed for months on end. But it's not just the weather. It's the relentless pace. The feeling that you can never switch off. Commuting in crowded trains, working long hours, getting home too tired to do anything but crash on the sofa. Relationships suffer. Social lives shrink. It's no wonder surveys show the UK consistently ranks lower for happiness and well-being compared to many of its neighbors. Mental health services? Overstretched. Long waiting lists. It can feel like you're on your own when you're struggling most. Other countries prioritize quality of life in ways that sound simple but make a huge difference. More sunshine, more outdoor living. Cultures that value family meals, social connection, downtime. Governments that invest in mental health care, making it easier to get help without stigma or delay. This isn't about pretending life is perfect anywhere else. Every country has its issues, but it's about asking yourself, is this how you want to live day in and day out? Constant stress, loneliness, and gray skies? For many people, moving abroad isn't just an adventure. It's a lifeline, a chance to reclaim joy, connection, and balance, to choose a life that feels lighter, healthier, and more human. Number 6. Rising crime and safety concerns. It's a harsh truth that many don't want to face. Crime in parts of the UK is getting worse, and people feel less safe than they used to. Knife crime reports seem to pop up in the news almost daily. Stabbings in broad daylight, teenagers losing their lives over petty disputes. It's not just big cities either. Smaller towns are seeing worrying spikes in violence. Then there's property crime. Burglaries, car theft, vandalism. Police forces, stretched thin by years of budget cuts, can't always respond quickly. Many crimes go unsolved entirely. It breeds a sense of frustration and fear. Imagine coming home to find your door kicked in and knowing there might not even be an investigation. And it's not just perception. Government data shows serious violent crime offenses have been climbing in many regions. Communities feel abandoned, left to deal with problems on their own. Meanwhile, other countries have invested heavily in public safety, stricter gun and knife laws that actually get enforced, better funded local police, community-based programs that prevent crime before it starts. In many places, people think nothing of walking alone at night. Of course, no country is crime-free, but the question is, do you want to live somewhere you're always looking over your shoulder? Where you think twice about letting your kids play outside alone? For some, that fear becomes the last straw. It's not about running away, it's about choosing safety and peace of mind. Finding a place where you can relax, breathe, and feel like your family is truly protected. Number 7. Opportunity for a better life elsewhere. Let's flip the script. Because leaving the UK isn't just about escaping problems, it's about running towards something better. A fresh start, a new chapter with possibilities you might not even have considered. Think about waking up to warm sunshine most days of the year, affordable meals at a local cafe, shorter working hours that leave you with real time for yourself, your family, your hobbies. In many countries, that's not a fantasy. It's normal life. Quality of life indexes consistently rank places like Canada, Australia, and much of Europe higher than the UK. Better healthcare access, greener cities, cleaner air, stronger community spirit. In Portugal or Spain, people spend evenings outside chatting with neighbors instead of rushing home from a late shift. In New Zealand, nature is on your doorstep. In Scandinavia, social safety nets help families thrive. And it's not just about lifestyle, it's about opportunities. Career paths in booming industries, remote work options that let you live somewhere cheaper while earning well. Lower property prices that mean you might actually own your home before you retire. Emigrating isn't easy. There's paperwork, planning, saying goodbye to what you know, but millions have done it and wouldn't go back. They traded the familiar stress and struggle for a chance at something better. So ask yourself, what would your life look like somewhere else? What dreams have you put on hold because you didn't think you had options? Sometimes, leaving isn't about giving up on your country. It's about choosing yourself and your future. And that can be the most empowering choice you ever make. If any of these reasons hit home, tell us in the comments. Your story might help someone else decide. Check out our last video for even more eye-opening insights about life abroad. We pour our hearts into making these for you, so please support us with a quick subscribe. It's just one click, but it means the world to us.